What's up? It's Aurelius. I'm an artist from St. Petersburg, Florida. Thank you for coming back to my channel. We do all kinds of art madness here. But today, we're not gonna make any art whatsoever. So if you're really into that, go check out one of my other videos. Because today, we're gonna do one of those boring videos where I talk and repeat myself over and over again, saying the same thing a bunch of times. But today we're going to talk about how to price your art. How to price your art. How to come up with the price of your art. Now there are many methods to price your art. We're gonna go over some of those today. They all kind of suck. And then at the end of the video, I'm gonna tell you how I price my art. So stick around to the end. Do the YouTube thing where you hit the like button and subscribe to my YouTube channel because I'm trying to get up there. I'm trying to be a famous artist and you should subscribe to my YouTube channel. Hit the subscribe button. All right, first up is the cost multiplier method. And in this method, you are basically multiplying your costs. Let's say your canvas costs $5. Yeah, right, but whatever. And your paint costs this much, whatever. I mean, how do you even calculate that cost? Unless you're like measuring each color of paint. Like, hey, I use 300 milliliters of Aurelius blue and 150 milliliters of this black, and 14 ounces of it costs this much. So math, whatever. Let's say your canvas costs $25 and your paint costs $25. That's $50, and then you multiply that by a random number, imaginary number, for instance, 2, and then you price your artwork at $50. Why did you pick 2 to multiply it? No one will really ever tell you that. I don't know why. I guess you just multiply it by a number until you get the price that you wanted to get for it. I don't know. I mean, you can use that method, and if anyone asks you how do you price your art, you can tell them all that, and at least you'll have something to tell them. Hourly rate plus materials. In this method, you keep a track of how many hours it took you to produce that painting or, art. And you keep a track of the cost of materials. Let's say canvas, $25, paint, $25, $50. Now, you make an imaginary number of how much you feel that you should get paid an hour. Let's say I want to be paid $10 an hour, and that painting took 2 hours. So 50 plus 20 equals 70, and there you go. Now the idea here is to start at a low hourly wage, I guess, and as you progress as an artist, it raises the hourly price. But theoretically, as you progress, wouldn't the speed that you are painting those paintings also increase as you get better? Where does that number come from? Do you just say $15 an hour because that's the minimum wage? I mean, it should be the minimum wage. But once again, cost of materials plus hourly rate for the time it took you to make that piece, add them together, there's your price. I guess you're just gonna have to come up with that number for your hourly rate on your own. This one's called the spaghetti method. Basically, just throw a price out there and see if it sticks. Just like you do when you're trying to see if your spaghetti is to your liking, al dente, impasta. That wasn't a real one. I just made that up. But it seems like a lot of people do that. The what you think it's worth method, that's kind of self-explanatory. You make a piece and you look at it and you're like, I feel this piece is worth $2,000. Once again, imaginary numbers. Where do these numbers come from? I see a lot of artists just charge per square inch. Let's say a 16 by 20 canvas is 300 and something square inches, and they want to charge $10 per square inch. So they'll say it's $320, and there you go. But once again, you're gonna have to determine what number to charge per square inch. Yeah, seems pretty good, right? So you're hearing all this garbage basically, and you're wondering, how should I price my art? Well, I would say if you're just starting out, you should go and participate in your creative community. Go to an art show or an art meetup or a networking event or a critique group and find an artist that's at a similar place, on a similar level. I know you can't really compare art to art because everyone's art is going to be crazy, unique, and different, but find someone that you feel that you would be on the same playing field with and see how much their art is going for. Also, try to learn about your art market, like your local art market, where you're selling. I mean, a lot of places art will be naturally higher in price because maybe that's like a more affluent part of the world, or you can be like in my case where it's St. Pete and there's 5,000 artists and everyone's selling their art and people just do not buy art at certain price points. Well, they do, but they don't. And there's a lot of competition. So if they don't buy my painting, they might go buy another person's painting, etc., etc. But participate in your local art community and find someone that's on the same level, and you will find a good starting point that way. And put that price on your paintings. You'll know if you price it right when they sell. Or maybe, they never sell. You might have priced it too high. Here's some pro tip. Pro tip, stay consistent in your prices. And when you post a painting on Instagram or Facebook, whatever, put the price right there in that post and don't change it. Don't think, oh, this painting isn't selling, I'll need to lower the price. Or, no, because you might want to. Okay, now I'm going to tell you exactly how I price my art. I have 2 dogs and a cat, and I take a piece of paper and I write random prices on the piece of paper. For instance, one will say $300, one will say $1,200, one will say $210. And I tape them to the back of each of my animals, and then I throw a treat into the middle of the room, and whoever gets it first, that's the price that I charge for that painting. Just plain. I don't do that. I've been an artist for a very long time, and I have a lot of experience selling art. So each time I make a piece of art, I have a pretty good sense at what price point people are going to be willing to buy the painting. Also, I try to keep my art prices competitive because I don't want millions of paintings in my tiny house. The point of the painting, after they're painted, is for other people to buy them and enjoy them. And what I have found is, in most cases, people will see a painting and they will love it, and if they make a connection to a painting like that, they'll want it and they'll buy it. The price kind of doesn't really mean much to them, but that is just something that happens to me a lot sometimes. I get that art sold. But I also like to do a lot of experiments, like I will do Instagram auctions for my paintings, and I'll just start the bid at $25 and I'll just let it roll. Even if, originally I wanted $600 for that piece, if it ends up getting like $150 at the auction, I'm cool with it because people think it is a lot of fun, and also it gets a lot of people looking at my work. It's like free advertising, and you get some money for a piece that's just been chilling at your house or your art studio that wasn't really doing much for you. Alright, you guys are gonna love this. This is some sage advice that I would like to share with every artist out there watching this video. You can make a painting and sell that painting once for this amount of dollars. What you should really be doing is selling that painting 5,000 times in the form of, yes, the original, prints, t-shirts, all kinds of art merch, postcards, posters, stickers, blah, 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 blah. If you're not doing that, you need to do that, because that's just like way more economical. Such good sense, really. I'm starting to like that price per square inch method, because I use that when I do murals most of the time. Other times, I'm just like, give me some money and let me paint what I want for this mural. Like, let me paint a mural, you'll give me some money, you'll have a dope mural. It'll be my art on a mural. But if you want like me to paint your logo and you want like your creative vision for that mural, then I go and I'm like, yes, this much per square inch. Because I live in Florida. When we paint a mural out here, you get sunburnt. You're like on the brink of dehydration. It's hot as hell. And I really like to paint what I like to paint. I really don't like to paint what other people want me to paint. So you gotta charge for it. Another tip is to produce art in a bunch of different sizes and have the small sizes, of course, be cheaper than your larger stuff. So you can kind of broaden out your market. Okay, to sum it up, use one of the methods like cost multiplier or hourly rate plus materials, and use those methods and then keep going, and then you'll get to the point where you're like me, and every time you make a painting, you'll just kind of automatically know what price you could charge for that painting. And if your paintings are flying off your easel, you can't keep a painting in your house for more than like a couple of days after you paint it, raise the price. Alright, I hope that helped you out a little bit. I hope that you can go price your art in confidence. If not, use that spaghetti method. I mean, all of it's imaginary numbers anyway. Money ain't real. Alright, thanks for watching. Peace.
Those t-shirts are so dope.
And sell art to like the most, sell art to more people